It is April 10th, and this is our third update on what's going on with the International Guitar Camp. A lot of great questions going on the forum and asking about all kinds of cool stuff. Let me see if I can get to everything. First of all, I hope everybody saw the thread that Matt put up that had a little bit more info about our three kind of guest presenters. One of them's not really a teacher. And that's, so I hope you guys got a chance to take a look at the video of Doug Young playing a Keola Beamer tune, A Ku'u Morning Dew, a beautiful tune. Matter of fact, a song, I got to do a lesson on that song. It was actually written not by Keola, but it's his arrangement of a fairly traditional Hawaiian tune that, as a matter of fact, on a personal note, it was a song my wife and I did our first dance to many years ago on our wedding day. Anyway, Doug is going to be talking a lot about open tuning kind of things because that's one of his specialties. And again, I think I mentioned this last time, we have to convince him to bring some of his guitar collection. So, and then the non-teacher but just fascinating character, of course, is Richard Hoover, the brains and genius behind the Santa Cruz Guitar Company. So he is he's just a fascinating guy to talk to, and he'll be there, I believe, on Saturday. The schedule is still a little in flex mode, kind of a few things, but and then of course Santa Cruz guitarist Steve Palazzo, who happens to be a good friend of Muriel Anderson's, by the way. He will be doing a concert with Muriel on the Sunday when the camp ends, so it's kind of outside the camp window. And I hope a lot of people are thinking about sticking around for a few days, maybe before or after. There's some great Northern California is pretty cool, I gotta say. So a lot of cool things to see around here, but aside from the Al Stewart concert we'll have on Friday night, at the same place Sunday night, Muriel and Steve will be playing at Don Quixote's, so something else to maybe stick around for. Anyway, so there's probably other people that are going to come out of the woodwork that will surprise you with well, we'll probably announce them later, but a couple of really other interesting characters. So anyway, to get to some of the questions, a great question there asking about whether electric guitars would be welcome. Probably not. Just for the hassle of bringing an electric and an amp and all that kind of stuff. I mean, if you want to have one, I think it'd probably be okay, but we're not going to be doing much in the way of electric stuff because, you know, we're going to be playing like outside in the Redwood Circle and other things like that. Now, the place does have kind of a quiet time after, right now they're telling us 10:30. Now that really is just for outside playing. There are places where you can be playing inside, which would of course include the bunkhouse rooms where people will be staying, and even a few other places. So indoor noise is kind of okay, and the Orchard Lodge, where we will be having a lot of the meetings, will probably be available for people that want to play into the wee hours, I think. Matt pretty much answered the video question, but yeah, absolutely bring cameras and stuff like that for personal memories, because there will be a lot of impromptu stuff going on. Now, we will be shooting all of the formal stuff, all of the workshops and everything else, so and making that available somewhere down the line to attendees. Those details have to be worked out and stuff too, but you're welcome to take your own kind of home videos, at least of the impromptu stuff that might appear, especially just little jam sessions and things like that. So let's see, somebody asked about bed stuff. They will provide minimal stuff, but if you which is probably going to be like one pillow and a blanket and things like that, you know. But if you want to bring your own stuff, that is fine too. There also, and if anybody's into camping, there are campsites there too if you want to do the tent type thing. So we'll get more details out about that, especially if anybody brings up the question. So let's see, a few other things I wanted to get to. They have a pretty hard policy on smoking there. On their page they said, you know what, if you want to smoke here, go out and do it in your car. So now I think the e-cigarette thing is probably fine, because I think that actually doesn't make any any smellable or noticeable smoke. Now the big thing though, kind of along these lines, is yes, it's the Quaker Center, but it's not. There are no problems with alcohol at the Quaker Center. They you can bring your own. There is this town, Ben Lomond. We're only like 2 or 3 minutes out of the main part of town, and some great little restaurants and grocery stores and things like that in there. So there will be a liquor store, I'm sure. Well, I know there is, right down the street. So anyway, alcohol is fine, and we might even be providing some beer and wine for some of the depending on how that all goes. At dinner and things like that. So yeah, no problem there. And by the way, I want to welcome some of the people that have come onto the forum and mentioned that they were excited about coming. Particularly, I think we have at least 2 coming from across the Atlantic at this point, Tom and Brian, and that is really neat. You guys made it international for us, so that was one of the things we were hoping. Anyway, and I haven't checked the list of everybody that's signed up yet now, but it's looking like we have a really good, solid group so far, which means who knows? It could branch out into maybe next year it'll be in London. Let's see, one more thing. Oh yeah, homework. Here are a couple things that would be good to get. I mentioned these 2 books before. Alex DeGrassi's fingerstyle book. If you're into finger picking or even if you want to be and are not yet. You should have this. Get it. We have a link on our recommended products page that'll take you to a spot you can get it. Now, because Alex will be talking about a lot of different things. We still have to kind of figure that out with everybody that's going to be coming. The other book that I think everybody should have, regardless of whether you're coming to the camp or not, is this, the Guitar Handbook. And what is going to be this has got more background information. It's a good reference book for all kinds of theory stuff, history of guitar building, guitar repairs. It's just everything you need. So I really recommend everybody has those, particularly if you want to get into finger picking, or everybody should have the Guitar Handbook. There's no 2 ways about that. My sessions, the plan right now is kind of for Friday morning for me to be around to spend like those 3 hours, the 9 to noon kind of time, with just everybody that has particularly questions or things they would like to address. So it may turn into more of a kind of informal, but at least scheduled time there, because as you can see, there's a lot of other time that is pretty heavily booked with with of course Muriel and Al and Alex. And then we got Richard and we're going to try to have as few overlapping things as possible. But it might be that Friday morning there are a few things going on, and one would be sessions that I will be hosting, I guess. But they're more going to turn into question and answer sessions and problem solving sessions, I think. And everybody's welcome to come. So we might just have everybody in the Orchard Lodge that wants to be there, and then we might have Doug or Steve doing something from smaller things for like part of that time. So that's the way I kind of see it shaping up now. But that's all still part of the Flex plan as well. So okay, I think that is it for this update. Coming up in a couple of days, back to the news. Sorry I missed that last week. Actually, I'll tell you more about that on the news, but was hanging out in Central Park and Greenwich Village a little bit. So, but more about that probably on Friday. Okay, there you have update number 3 from April 10th, which, I should do the countdown. How many days till the camp starts? I don't know. April to September. What do we got, 5 more months? So, okay, more next week.